what some people or most people don't know about witchcraft is that it can be used for good or for evil, just like Christianity is being used for good and for evil right now. I know I'm usually doing videos about alkaline, and I'll get back to those, of course, but I just wanted to take a moment to share what lessons I've learned from Tommy Lee. Right now, I don't know what he's thinking about or whatever, but I do know that a few years ago, he helped me to gain some insight, and of course, he helped me to kind of push through some really dark times in my life. Based on his image and persona, I assume that a lot of people think he's not a man of faith in God. But in Redemption Song, he said that them think them know him, but they don't know his story, and that they pass judgment. He's very vulnerable in that song. But he also goes on to say that the demon thing is just a character. A lot of the evil and the darkness that these men exhibit is really a mask for the pain that they've been through. Now, what do you think would happen if we address this pain instead of passing judgment? What do you think would happen if these men got some therapy? You think they would have been so dark and wicked and tormented, haunted, or whatever? What if we took the time out to figure out what make them stay so? In God's eye, he said, no sinners hide a church and judge us still not let them in, and that them not live by the message they must send. This is highlighted in a lot of dancehall music, actually, where them talk about the hypocrisy in the church. You may not want to admit it, but the church is more a part of the problem than it is a part of the solution at this point in time. People get hurt by the church or by people who claim to be servants of God or claim to be saved, and they think that God is the one who is hurting them. People then become either atheists or they turn to the dark arts, and I think that is the source of the problem that we're seeing now. I hear that dancehall is mostly, or a lot of Obeah, talk about Obeah and whatever is in dancehall now, and I think that is the roots of the problem, the church, whether you want to see it or not. But the solution obviously is always God. But another part of the solution is unity. And that is what he speaks about in We Are Heroes, where we come together and we build something better for ourselves and our neighbors. Hero helped me through some really tough times. Like, I would listen to it in the mornings and would I feel guilty, obviously, because that's usually the time when people listen to them gospel music, right? But it was motivational, you know what I'm saying? I go ride to them tank hit zero. It gave me that extra push sometimes, you know? But he also helped me to see that there is strength in something that is perceived as a weakness, which is being suicidal. People think that you're not strong because you're suicidal, and that is not the case. He says, the difference between you and I is I came in this war and I came prepared to die. And that is powerful, especially for me. Honestly, ironically, being suicidal made me mentally stronger. And I'm not suicidal anymore, but I'm ready to drop out at any given moment. My life is in God's hands at this point in time. Don't care if I drop out. And that's a very powerful place to be, because why am I going to be afraid of the only thing that seems to be sure about life? So Jamaica is going through spiritual warfare right now, and I myself have been through my personal spiritual warfare that got exacerbated in 2020. I refer to it in previous videos as schizophrenia, but really it was a spiritual awakening. God was kind of helping me to navigate through the spirit world, so I know my way around there very well. I actually realized that what I am is a psychonaut, because I use marijuana to explore different states of consciousness, and I am now what you can call a shaman or a witch or an oracle. I am many things. I am that I am, just like the creator. But what some people or most people don't know about witchcraft is that it can be used for good or for evil, just like Christianity is being used for good and for evil right now. It's being used to control some people, it's used to bring some people closer to God, it's used to tear some people apart away from God, make them become atheists, while it's healing some people. It's causing hurt and it's causing harm. But for me, what witchcraft is connecting with God and with nature and healing myself and, making a healing plan for my country and for the world. That's what witchcraft is to me. But there is a very dark side to my spirituality that I'm more comfortable speaking about now. And a quote from Spartan Angel is perfect to introduce what I'll be speaking about in following videos, because in it he said, "Listen, everybody listen. Demons on my mind and I'm about to christen." So if you're interested in hearing what comes next, stay tuned. I'm a scientist, so everything else.